Today, we're going to unpack an ancient and really powerful story. It's all about duty, defiance, and what happens when one man tries to outrun his fate. The consequences? Well, they're dramatic.
And that really gets to the heart of it, right? What happens when you run from your destiny? This one question is the engine driving our entire story. It's a tale about a prophet named Jonah who gets a command from on high, and he just flat out refuses to obey. It really makes you wonder, what makes someone defy their own calling like that?
So let's set the scene. Our story kicks off when the word of the Lord comes to this guy, Jonah, son of Amittai, and he's given a mission, a very specific and, a very difficult mission.
Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. So basically, go to the heart of this huge, powerful, and wicked city and condemn it. Talk about a dangerous, thankless job, right? So, did our prophet answer the call?
Oh, not even close. He did the exact opposite. God says go east to Nineveh, Jonah flees west to Tarshish. God says confront the city, Jonah tries to escape from the presence of the Lord. He literally goes down to the port of Joppa, pays his way onto a ship, and heads in the complete opposite direction. He's not just ignoring the call, he's actively running away from it.
But as Jonah is about to find out the hard way, you can't just escape a force that commands the heavens and the sea. His defiance, it's about to have some immediate and frankly terrifying consequences.
And the response to Jonah's little escape plan was, well, it wasn't subtle. The text says the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest. We're talking about a storm so violent the ship itself was like to be broken. This isn't just some bad weather, folks. This feels like a targeted, supernatural event.
So you've got these seasoned sailors, right? And they are in a full-blown panic. They're crying out to their gods. They're throwing cargo overboard to lighten the ship. They're doing everything they can think of to save themselves. And in the middle of all this chaos, where's the one guy who's responsible for it all?
It's just a stunning contrast. While the mariners are terrified and fighting the storm, Jonah is down below, fast asleep. He's literally sleeping through the chaos he created. The ship's captain has to go wake him up, and not with anger, but with this desperate plea like, hey, get up and call on your God. Maybe your God will be the one to save us.
Okay, so their prayers aren't working. The storm is only getting worse. The sailors figure, all right, this isn't natural. So they turn to a game of chance, casting lots, to figure out who's to blame for all this. And wouldn't you know it, they cast the lots, and the lot falls right on Jonah. Just like that, destiny finds him. The man who tried to run can't hide anymore. All eyes are on him, and they are demanding an explanation.
And this is where the terror of the whole situation just crystallizes for everyone. He says, I am an Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, which hath made the sea and the dry land. Think about that. He doesn't just say who he is. He confesses that he serves the very God who commands the raging sea that's about to kill them all. He's basically telling them, you know that guy I'm running from? Yeah, he owns this storm.
And now the men get it. The penny drops. This isn't just bad luck. They are caught in the middle of a conflict between this one guy and his all-powerful God. Their fear just went from, oh no, a storm, to something way more existential.
So they're trapped, they're desperate. They turn to Jonah and ask him what they need to do to him to make the sea calm down. I mean, talk about being forced into an impossible moral corner.
And Jonah, finally taking responsibility, gives them the only solution there is. He tells them, take me up and cast me forth into the sea. So shall the sea be calm unto you, for I know that for my sake this great tempest is upon you. He knows it's his fault. He knows he's the price that has to be paid.
But here's what's really amazing. Even though they know Jonah is the cause of all this, the sailors refuse to just kill him. The text says they rowed hard to bring it to the land, but they could not. They fight the storm with everything they have, trying to save the life of the very man who doomed them. It's just a remarkable display of compassion, especially when they're facing certain death.
When that fails, and they realize they have no choice, they stop praying to their own gods. Instead, they pray to Jonah's God. They plead for forgiveness for what they're about to do, basically saying, let us not perish for this man's life, for thou, O Lord, hast done as it pleased thee. They're acknowledging his power and trying to absolve themselves of guilt.
So, with their final prayer said, they do it. They take Jonah and they cast him into the sea. And just when you think the story has reached its tragic, watery end, the whole narrative takes a sudden and pretty shocking turn.
The effect is instantaneous. The very moment Jonah hits the water, the raging sea just stops. It ceases. Imagine that. 1 second, it's a violent storm. The next, a sudden, eerie calm. The power that started it has now ended it.
And this completely transforms the surviving crew. I mean, how could it not? They've just witnessed a divine power that is both terrifying and absolute. Their fear turns into this incredible reverence. They immediately offer a sacrifice and make vows to the God who just showed them he has complete control over nature.
But what about Jonah? Well, for him, the story is far from over. As he's sinking down into the deep, his ordeal is interrupted by something miraculous and, honestly, pretty terrifying.
The Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow him up. So he's not dead. But he's trapped in the most unimaginable prison you can think of. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah is alive, he's conscious, and he's in the belly of a giant fish, deep beneath the waves.
And that leaves us with a huge question, doesn't it? Is being swallowed alive a miraculous rescue from drowning, or is it just the start of a whole new, maybe even darker trial? His attempt to escape his destiny failed, spectacularly. But his story? Yeah, it's far from over.